Thank you. The fire burning in the Twin Lakes area near Leadville is still at 0% containment. The Interlocken fire is now nearly 450 acres in size. Denver firefighters are helping fight the fire. The department's wildland team is now helping along with other wildland crews. They all packed up and left. We're told they're expected to stay until the fire dies down. 9 News reporter Brianna Clark joins us now. And Brianna, this all started because of a campfire that wasn't fully put out.
Yeah, and investigators believe that person left several days before the wildfire broke out. They're still investigating. Right now, we know the fire is burning 443 acres. It is 0% contained. This is all on U.S. Forest Service land. More than 100 people have been fighting to contain this wildfire since Tuesday afternoon. Some working on the ground, others from the air. We spoke to several visitors who were camping nearby at Red Rooster, watching the fire grow right in front of them.
Oh! And then all of a sudden we ended up coming out here. It's pretty windy. It is windy. That's why it's moving so quick, I bet, to be honest with you. To me, this is like chaos. This is kind of scary and sad because I don't know really what can be done. I'm sure they're doing the best that they can, but in the matter of seconds, we've just watched this get worse.
We've heard from a lot of you in the area. I'm actually getting ready to jump on a Zoom call with some folks who were out camping when the fire started. I will bring you that story coming up in about an hour on KTVD and streaming on 9 News Plus. For now, in studio, Brianna Clark, 9 News.
Yeah, and those winds just did not help out yesterday either. Brianna, thank you. We will continue to follow the Interlocken wildfire throughout the day. You can take us with you with all the updates on our 9 News app. It's free to download in the Apple and Google Play stores.
Right now, police in La Junta are investigating an apparent murder-suicide involving 2 adults and 2 children. Investigators say the 4 were found shot in a home earlier this week. The adults and 1 child were pronounced dead on scene. The second child was taken to a hospital in Denver but died there. Outside of the home, you can see several toys by the crime scene tape. CBI is assisting La Junta police right now in that investigation.
The ex-husband of Congresswoman Lauren Boebert has pleaded guilty to reckless endangerment, which is a misdemeanor. Jason Boebert faced charges after 2 incidents with family in January. That included a fight with the Congresswoman at a restaurant in Silt. Jason claimed Lauren punched him. He later recanted that claim. Police also investigated and said that was unfounded. The Congresswoman has said the ongoing issues with her ex were one reason why she chose to switch congressional districts. The judge sentenced Jason Boebert to unsupervised probation. Today, Democrats at the state capitol are expected to vote on the Right to IVF Act. This comes following the Alabama Supreme Court decision earlier this year that ruled that frozen embryos should be considered children and that people can be held responsible for destroying them. The act includes 4 bills that aim to preserve access to IVF by prohibiting states from imposing restrictions on the treatment. Republicans are expected to block the legislation on a procedural vote, deeming the bill unnecessary and politically motivated.
The ACLU has filed a complaint against a recent executive order from President Joe Biden. It limits immigrants' access to asylum. Under the new policy, the administration can stop asylum access when migrant encounters exceed a weekly average of 2,500 or more. Those who filed the lawsuit say the policy violates human rights and the legal right to access asylum.
Pro-Palestinian protests continue at California State University. A group of 50 to 100 pro-Palestinian protesters blocked entrances and exits of the Student Services building, trapping a handful of university employees inside last night. A shelter-in-place order has been issued for those inside the Student Services building.
Weather-wise for today, daily record of 95 or daily record of 99, perhaps in some jeopardy. Our forecast high for today is 95 degrees, which is, by the way, about 12 degrees above our seasonal average of 83. Air quality alert until 4 p.m. for today, but the heat is the big story. Could get an isolated storm east of Denver. Better chance for storms tomorrow. I'll have details on that coming up in my full forecast. Send things over to Keely for a look at traffic.
All right, thanks, Chris. And one thing to know about your traffic this morning, things starting to slow down a bit out there on the roadways. Westbound I-70, E-470 to I-76, that commute. Now you got the yellow light, 22 minutes.
Keely, thank you. We're coming up on 8 weeks since CDOT closed the Highway 50 bridge connecting Gunnison to Montrose. It's made for a really long detour, one that's been a nightmare for folks in the area. CDOT says they plan to partially reopen the bridge on July 4th. Employees say they need to close the bridge to remove paint and look at the steel. They'll be using steel plates, which weigh about 2 pickup trucks to solidify the bridge.
We had to come to understand what we're up against, and that took a lot of testing. The process we're going to use is very tedious.
CDOT says they're still trying to figure out how many cars can pass when that bridge does partially reopen. The regional director says it will be slow and controlled.